all collectively voting for us. It's genuinely, like, I'm shaking. Like, it's such an amazing moment. And we're going to make sure we hold this university to account on the climate crisis and their role in it.
Next up, we have the LGBT UA+ officer, who is responsible for ensuring that all LGBT UA+ students feel safe and feel valued on campus. And it's time for the results. The next LGBT UA+ officer is Tamlin Moonstone. And the statistics for you, Tamlin got a significant amount of votes in the first round, meaning there wasn't any need for a second round. There were 476 total valid votes. Is Tamlin here? Ah. Frisco, you're here to make a speech on Tamlin's behalf. There you are.
Thank you. Hello, I'm your current trans officer. I'll be speaking on Tamlin's behalf. I'm incredibly thankful to everyone I've had the opportunity to work with this year on the Pride Exec, our brilliant members, and Warwick Occupy. Let's be clear, our SU is out of touch. We've seen the SU officers blindly support raising a tax they don't pay without consideration for the poorest in our local community. We've seen a total lack of willingness in tackling institutional racism at the heart of our SU. It took an occupation. Let's improve this SU. Let's be accountable. Let's be a union for all students.
So now on to our third part-time officer for this evening. This is the trans officer, whose job is to increase awareness of the issues facing trans people on and around campus and ensure that they feel safe, valued and free to be themselves here at Warwick. So your trans officer for the forthcoming year is, when I can open the piece of paper, Bidi Farallon.
Frisco's back.
And you're here again on behalf. Bidi completely won the first round, meaning there wasn't need for a second, and there were 83 votes in total.
I'm back again. All right. Bede's message is, thank you to everyone who voted for me and helped me with my campaign, trans rights and solidarity forever.
Next up, time to announce the next disabled officer for Warwick Student Union. They're responsible for lobbying both the SU and the university to ensure a proactive approach is taken to accessibility. And so it gives me great pleasure to announce that the next disabled officer for Warwick SU is Isabel Atkins. And the statistics breakdown in the first round, Isabel got 128 votes. Nathan received 97 votes. There were 12 votes for Ron, which means that Isabel won in the first round, and there were 237 valid votes. Congratulations. Here comes Isabel. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I don't really have anything to say. I wasn't kind of expecting to win, so I'm really glad they found a ramp. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you very much, everyone that voted, and everyone that helped me leaflet and things. You were wonderful. Thank you. And yeah, that was basically it.
Okay, so next, the fifth part-time officer to be announced this evening is the Ethnic Minorities Officer, who is responsible for representing the interests of all ethnic minorities on and around campus. So, the next Ethnic Minorities Officer for the forthcoming year is Naz and Rachel. Naz and Rachel were completely far ahead in the first round, with 480 votes, and there was no need for a second round. There were 687 votes in total. So where and Ad and Rachel, they're coming up to the front. Are we here?
Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you
so much. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Hello? Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone who turned out. Yeah, we're here. We're here.
I don't know, I just feel like everyone did, you know, what they needed to do, like, No, but honestly, like, thank you everyone who was, like, sharing our posts, who was, like basically involved in, like, mobilizing every single ethnic minority on campus. Like, we're really passionate about what we're going to do. Like, I mean, you guys aren't ready for next year. That's what I'm going to tell you. That's what I'm going to tell you.
The amount of madness that this SU and the university's been pulling, we're going to put that to a stop, and we're going to put it to a stop right now.
And last but no means least, we will announce the next women's officer. They're responsible for ensuring the voices and the opinions of women are heard by both the SU and the university here on campus. And so the next women's officer is Precious Akay. And the stats breakdown for this one. Precious received 585 votes in the first round, well ahead of the other participants, meaning the Precious won in the first round. There were 1,027 valid votes.
Thank you. We've been crying. Quite literally, there, if you look at the aesthetics, there are 5 women of color in the SU. And I don't know, for you, it may not mean a lot, but for each and every one of us, this is powerful. And I'm also, for the past 5 years, the first black women's officer. I am proud of us. We have done so much to the Black Women's Project, who came out in the multitude to vote to ACS and every other society. We actually thank you, because we are actually going to bring an intersectional approach to the SU. Thank you so much. Warwick, occupy.
So we want to say congratulations to all the new faculty reps and part-time officers. We are going to a short break. You get to hear a bit more from Raw's very own Adam Blunden about the big decisions you make here at Warwick SU. But after this, we will be moving on to the full-time office. You will be finding out who the next sports and societies officers are, folks. See you in a few minutes, and don't go anywhere.
It's now week 8 on campus, and these walls over here to the side of me are full of colourful, soggy cardboard as part of this week's Warwick SU spring elections. Everyone at Raw is busy getting ready for the big decision event live from the Dirty Duck this Friday, but I've just got time to tell you about 2 new things we're doing this year. Firstly, we're running an exit poll for the first time in a very long while. It will be very experimental. Don't expect the results to be very accurate, but we're doing it. We'd love it if you'd take part after voting. The link can be found somewhere here. Secondly, and I know some people have been looking forward to this, but yes, I am coming back to do the results analysis this Friday in the Dirty Duck for the week decision. But as part of that, we've taken the opportunity to change how we present the data a little to you on the night. The bar chart that we traditionally use has 2 key issues. The first is that when the flows in each round of voting are small, it can be incredibly difficult to see whether anything's actually changed. As you'll see, as part of the SOX officer race last year, I couldn't actually tell when the graph had changed.
Dog. Right, let's have a look at this race then, and trust me, this was a really good one.
Second problem is that it misrepresents the number of votes in elections, so that you never actually know who's reached 50% until I say so. Now, there's a whole article linked in the description below or in the tweet to the side explaining this, but the broad idea is fill out your ballot fully, please. To fix both of these problems, we're going to be giving you 2 graphs as part of the Big Decision coverage. The first one will be the standard bar chart you're used to, and that will show off the first preferences. And then you'll see, if no one's reached 50%, you'll see this. This right here is a Sankey diagram, and it's one of the best ways of showing the flows between the different candidates in each round of voting. For example, I can point to this flow here and say this is the one that won the election. And then that flow you see there is the non-transferable differences. Now these occur when the counting system effectively runs out of your rankings, your options, your choices to allocate your vote to. It's when you don't fill out your ballot fully. For example, in last year's SOX officer race, nearly a third of the final round votes were non-transferable differences. They didn't count for either candidate. I mean, that's all we've got for you for now, so come and join us live at the Dirty Duck, 8 PM on Friday. We'll reveal the results of the Big Decision live on Raw Visual.
Welcome back to the Big Decision here at Warwick SU. We are with the current SU president, Ben Newsham. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm having a wonderful night so far.
What's in the glass? What are you drinking?
It's Magners. I would lie and say it's non-alcoholic, because I'm technically on the clock, but it's cider.
Now, Ben, this time last year, you were nervously waiting to see if you were going to be the next SU president. What sort of nerves, emotions are people feeling at the moment?
Well, obviously incredibly nervous, incredibly worked up about figuring out their result, depending on how close the race was, of course. But even if you feel like you've won in a landslide, in this moment, in the minutes before you find out your result, you don't think you have. You think you've lost.
And
how are you feeling now? Is it sad to see a new sabbatical officer team coming in? Are you getting emotional, reminiscent of? Would you want to stay again another year at Warwick, or?
As much as I love the job, honestly, the answer's no. I think I've done my time. It's a strange mix of feelings. I mean, obviously, the current SAB team has another, I think, 4 or 5 months to go. So it's strange that quite a lot of people think this is it for us and we're out the door on Monday, but we're not. We've got another few months. So this isn't quite end of an era, but it's maybe beginning of the end for us, which is a strange situation to be in. But honestly, I'm genuinely excited to find out who the new SABs are. I'm genuinely excited to hand over to them, to talk to them, to find out what they're interested in. It's been such a great week watching them all with new ideas, some old ideas which they want to do in new ways, some new ideas. I love it. I love it all.
Absolutely fantastic, because I think I'm right in saying you did your degree, you were then the Democracy and Development Officer, and then the President. So you've been here for quite some time. What are you doing next?
I haven't figured that bit out yet. I'll get back to you. Yeah, no, 5 years at Warwick. I feel like a bit long in the tooth now. I'm ready to move on.
You must know Warwick better than most people here.
There are a few postgrads who've been here longer than me, but I remember, so the President gives a speech at the start of the year to all the freshers, and I remember saying to them, when I started, there was no Oculus, there was no Rolf the Cat, we had a different Vice-Chancellor. This place changes very quickly.
No Rolf the Cat?
But Rolf is such a positive addition to Warwick. Surely you've got to agree with that.
Warwick was even more of a sad wasteland than it is today.
A sad wasteland, Ben Newsham.
I'm joking. I love Warwick. I wouldn't have stayed for 5 years if I didn't love this university. Don't tell them I said that.
Well, you are live.
What do you have? I know Johnny sort of asked you already about this, but do you have an idea of what you're going to do now? Like next in life? What do you want to be when you grow up, Ben?
Yeah.
Not professional politics. I think that's job's taught me that. I'm not going to run off and be an MP. I'm not one of those people. No, I don't. I'm open to a lot of things. I think the thing I love about being a SAB most is that it's cliche, but every day is genuinely different, and also you come to work every day and make a genuine difference. So anywhere I can end up where I can feel those two things, I'll be happy, I think.
I understand, that every day is different, but day to day, perhaps week by week, what is the SAB doing that's making those changes?
Sure. So it's incredibly different for every SAB to begin with. All 7 roles are unique in so many different ways. If you had to boil it down, it's a lot of committees and a lot of meetings with university staff, with union staff as well, so you can be internal or external. A lot of time is spent sat at your desk answering emails, never get through them at the end of the day. And outside of that, it's speaking to people, going and finding out who you need to speak to make a certain change, finding out what's up in the air at the moment in the university, and taking opportunities whenever you see them.
What would you say the biggest achievement over the course of the year for you has been?
Oh, that's a good question. For me, it's the obvious one. It's getting rid of circuit laundry. So everyone knows the pain of circuit laundry in their first year. It was overpriced. You had to buy a stupid card that didn't always work and it never washed your clothes properly. The university, I found out their tender was up. They were going to be re-tendering, and they were probably going to go with circuit again. They hadn't decided yet. So I put a central plank of my president manifesto. They're now gone. New company called Washco in almost all the laundrettes on campus. So small change, but one I genuinely think has made a big difference to a lot of people, and that's what I'm here about.
They've almost all gone. There are still some circuit on campus. The job isn't quite done yet.
It's not done yet. So there's the laundrette that serves Roots and Whitefields, I think, still has it. So perhaps a future president or DDO, it's their job to go and finish getting them off campus.
And then, what's been the thing then that you really, really wanted to do, but you weren't able to?
Oh, that's a very good question. So I'll cheat a bit and go for one that I'm still hoping to get done next term, which is, so I initiated a democracy review when I was Democracy and Development Officer. It's carried on this year. We've done a lot of consultation when we're coming up with proposals now. But if I get one thing done, I want it to be, it's a big look at all bits union democracy, officer roles, our exec, student council, how people vote, everything, to make it so much more accessible, so much more representative of every student at this university.
Okay, Ben, very good to talk to you. We'll see you in a couple of minutes' time. Lucy, let's head back to the stage because we are going to be moving on to announce the full-time officers for the forthcoming year. We're starting... Oh, I've got a couple of microphones here, Lucy, and I'm not quite sure which one I'm on. I think I'm on this one. Year, starting off with the sports officer. They're responsible for ensuring that sport is accessible for people from all backgrounds and identities here at Warwick. And we've just spoken to him, but we're going to welcome him back up onto the stage to announce the winner is the current SU president, Ben Newsham. It's a little speech.
Good evening. Thank you very much. That's right, it is I, Ben Newsham, sports officer. No, Charlotte was for some reason otherwise busy at the moment. I'm sure we'll find out later why. So I was asked to say how I found the role this year. So I'll try and guess what Charlotte would be saying. Sports officer, I think, is often the most underestimated role on the SAB team. They have to deal with Warwick Sport, they have to deal with books, they have to deal with 65 clubs filled with dedicated, passionate people. Each of those things is a full-time job on its own, and then they have to organise varsity as well. The job is chaos. I couldn't do it, and I mean, I haven't played sports in, I'd like to say 7 years since I left school, but seriously, I've never played sports. But thank you for the cheers there. So I'm not quite sure what gives me the honour of doing this, but we'll move on quickly. So it's my pleasure to say that the next sports officer of Warwick Students' Union is Charlotte Lloyd.
Hi. I'm just gonna duck a bit. That'll be a bit awkward this time. Thank you so much to everyone who voted. I am so happy. I absolutely love this role. Thank you so much to everyone for re-electing me. Thank you to my campaign team. You were so good, so strong. I can't believe you've done this 2 years in a row. You really kept me going this week. And yeah, sports. Woo!
Congratulations, Charlotte, and some statistical breakdown now with Adam. Adam, what was this one looking like?
Back as ever for more fun graphs this year. She took it in the first round of voting for Charlotte Lloyd. Charlotte Lloyd takes it in the first round. $1,976 votes in the first round for Charlotte Lloyd, taking it in the very first round of voting. Lucy.
Right, after some minor technical difficulties which none of you saw, we are going to be talking to Charlotte Lloyd more about what she has planned for the forthcoming year. I'd appreciate it if you actually took some time to listen to her plans and what she has to do, if you bear that in mind, folks. So first of all, Charlotte, what is the first thing you are going to do when you are back in your office? Obviously, you're back in on Monday, of course, but for the forthcoming year, what are your plans?
So I want to get a hardship fund in place for students from like all backgrounds, less privileged backgrounds, so they can afford sports federation fee, because you know the prices at this uni for sports is quite ridiculous and does make it quite inaccessible. So that is like my number one priority when we get in.
How are you actually feeling at the moment? Are you relieved? Are you happy? Are you confused? Are you want a very nice drink from the bar?
No, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. Like, it was a really tough campaign. Like, I found it harder this year than I did last year. Like, Alex was such a strong competitor, and it was such a nice race to run with him in. Like we got on so well throughout the week. I can see him doing a little love heart at me now. Like, I love you, Alex. But no, honestly, like, I am so, so happy. Like, I absolutely love this job, and I'm so happy to be here another year.
What made you decide to run again? Like, you thought you've already done it one year. Why have you decided to stay in the same position and go, oh, I'll stay at Warwick for another year?
I just think that being a two-term SAB, like, there is, like the start of this year, like, it was mostly just finding my feet and, like, working out how things are, how things roll. And, like, now I know how to actually, like, make change and actually, you know, have a much clearer sense of what it means to be in the SU, if you know what I mean. So I love sport here. I love, like, my friends, Warwick community. Like, I just really wanted to stay another year, basically.
Now for the all really, really, really important questions. You can tell where I'm probably going with this. What's your favourite drink in T-Bar?
Okay, so I don't drink. I'm completely teetotal, have been for the past, like, 5.5 years. So I'll have a cup of tea, but that's about as crazy as I get.
I agree with you on the cup of tea from that. You can never go wrong, can you? And obviously, again, another serious question affecting all of us here at Warwick. Pop or school days?
Pop, obviously.
I think that's a wise decision. And again, obviously, two of the biggest media societies on campus. You should know who we both are. Raw or the Bore? Now think very wisely as to who you're sat next to at this current moment in time.
I do have an answer, just because I really love, like, the Raw boys, like all of the varsity work they did. You know, I've been on their show a lot more than, like, I've been interviewed for the Bore and stuff, so it's got to be Raw for me.
Lovely. Well, can we all take this opportunity to say a massive congratulations, and we're looking forward to seeing you over the next year.
Congratulations to Shah. Now, the second full-time officer role to be announced this evening is that of Societies Officer, whose job involves ensuring every society is supported by the SU. As we all know, they're such an integral part of Warwick life. To announce the winner of the Societies Officer, please welcome last year's officer, Luke Meffam.
Hello. Cool. So being Societies Officer means you've got to represent the over 200 societies, loads of different communities, very, very varied. So it's quite a challenging job, but also one that's very, very rewarding in terms you get to meet so many different people, doing so many different things. And I don't really know what else to say about it. I haven't really prepared anything other than it's been great campaigns by all the candidates, and very, very exciting to see. And so I'm super excited to announce that Warwick Students' Union's next Societies Officer is Ollie Barron! Is this going to be a repeat of last year? It's Ollie Barron!
Hello. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who voted. Even if you abstained, even if you voted for anyone else, democracy is important. Yes, democracy. Other than that, like, thank you to the people who put the profile pictures as like Ollie for socks. Thank you for the people who texted me to tell me they voted, because that gave me, like, you know, little butterflies. I was like, and yeah, thank you for everyone like showing me like how much people care. Like, it's amazing. And yeah, from here on, going forward, I just want to, you know, really push through society as like a big part of uni life. Like, it's been amazing for me the last 2.5, 3 years, and yeah, thank you so much. Master has given Ollie socks, so Ollie is now free.
And now again for some stats analysis, the one and only Adam Blunden, folks.
Have we all calmed down a little now, everybody? Ollie Barron takes it in the first round of voting. 1,803 votes out of 3,302. No one else comes close. Ollie takes it. Johnny.
That must be quite exciting for you,
my.
Ollie. Looking at those numbers,
Yeah.
how do you feel?
Better. Yeah. Thanks. All 1,800 of you, and the 3 as well. Amazing. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Now, what's it been like for you this week? How's it been?
I woke up Monday morning, got there at 7 a.m. with my 10-ish cardboard signs. I think 3 of them actually made it onto cages or places, and then most of them melted off. So I just became a walking billboard for the entire time. And then after that, I was just talking to literally everyone in the street, saying hello and asking them if they voted. And then just hall tours, everything. Just my brain like has not been active for so long, for so many days in a row. Yeah.
So I suppose it's been tiring but rewarding.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it doesn't really feel real right now. I guess I'll come to terms at some point during the next few minutes, hours, days, weeks. I need to start thinking about my dissertation again. But yeah.
You've got a few months, I suppose, until you become the officer, so you've got that time to think.
Yeah.
But tell me what societies you're involved in, have been involved in
Okay.
at the time at Warwick.
So I'm third year. In first year, I joined Esports Society. And then that's not on my manifesto. That's like secret past. No one knows that. And I didn't really do anything, and they dragged me out to Neon. Am I talking to you or that way?
You're talking to me.
Hello. They dragged me out to Neon, and that kind of kick-started the Ollie you see here. Martin Smith, my best friend through like whole of second year. Like he's been amazing. Like he changed my life 100%, and he sorted me out, got me out of my shell, and yeah. So then after that, I did rock climbing in first year as well. That's a sports club, but whatever.
Wow.
And so then I took the strength from rock climbing in second year and started pole dance. Hell yeah!
So cheers for pole dance. Out there.
And then later on in second year, I also started aerial silks, which is like the main thing I do now. Yeah, silks is better than hoop. No cheers for that one, unsurprisingly. And then I've been doing belly dance recently. A cappella I've been doing since the start of first year as well, singing.
Do you wanna sing for us?
No. It will happen. There is videos and stuff. There's one up somewhere on my Facebook page, Ollie for Societies Officer. So if you want to check that out, go for it. We've also got our Facebook page, The Undercuts, which is my barbershop quartet. So yeah, and then also the Statistics Society I've done a decent chunk with. Math Society. There's got to be something else.
So there's quite a few societies.
Quite
there.
a lot. Yeah.
You've obviously been going around telling people your priorities this week.
Yes.
Remind us, if we haven't heard them, what are your top priorities now that you are
Okay,
going to be
yeah.
a societies officer?
Number one priority is welfare. 100%, always has been, always will be. Welfare of everyone else around, just make sure everyone's having a good time. So, welfare, sorting out the room bookings at the SU website. Those are the top three.
What one are you going to work on first? What one is most important to you?
I mean, over the summer, I'm going to start working on the room booking information stuff, just collecting that together so I can put it out before next year even starts, so that it's like something that's already kind of done, like a ticked off, and then I can start working on the actual part of the policy. So I've got like steps for each of my policies that I want to take. So they're all realistic goals that I have, so that I'm going to use my manifesto as like a checklist over the next year, and then so I can like, you know,
You've got the
do my
plans in
job.
motion already.
I do.
We want to learn a little bit more about you, Ollie. So tell me, what's your favourite drink in T-Bar?
I don't drink.
Second
So
officer that doesn't drink. Wow.
I drink water. I down a lot of water at Circles. So I've been social sec for 2 years. First year was with a cappella in second year, and then this year I've been social sec for pole dance, and I just love running Circle.
Do you have a bit of mint in the water, a bit of
No,
ice?
just
plain water.
because you down it, so just stay hydrated.
Which one do you prefer, pop or school days?
Pop for sure. School days used to be my favourite, and then the music's just gone different recently, so it's pop all the time. I'm a sequential pop every week sober kind of guy. So.
Tell me, which you prefer, raw or the boar?
Oh, raw, of course.
You've got to say that, haven't you?
If anyone from the boar's listening, it's the boar, but no, the raw.
And when
The
you go
raw?
to bread oven, if you go to bread oven, what do you get? What's
Okay.
your favourite?
Falafel, hummus, and mint yogurt, and then cucumber and lettuce.
White or brown?
Brown.
Healthy, I love it.
Got to
Ollie,
get that extra protein in somewhere. in the fibre.
Congratulations again, really
Yeah.
lovely to talk to you. Lucy, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
So we are going to be taking another break now. But first of all, can all DDO candidates please head to the graduate first of all? That's the most important thing. After the break, we will be announcing the next postgraduate and welfare officers for Warwick SU, and we shall see you in a few minutes, folks.